Hello there everybody, I'm Darryl Griffiths. I appreciate it has been a while since I put a video review out there of any sort. I hope you've all been okay. Today I wanted to sort of reconnect with you guys in some capacity because I have genuinely missed putting myself out there in a way that feels natural to me, whether it's writing reviews or vlogging like this. For anybody who knows me quite well, you're very aware of why I haven't been doing this. Mentally, I haven't been quite myself. I think that's the best way I can put it, and it's been a tricky time trying to get my head around a few things personally. But I wanted to come back with something just to sort of get a few things off my chest and bring a few things to attention, whilst do it in a way that still feels quite natural and hopefully academic. So today I wanted to analyse a film or adaptation of a wonderful book written by Chbosky, and I have the book here with me. It is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. This book was in a tricky time in my life, say mainly university years, I would say. It was really a godsend. I think that's the best way I can put it. It really did open my eyes to a lot of issues that I had personally, and the characters, the traits that they have, personalities, I feel like I could really relate to them in some capacity. The film itself, it revolves around Logan Lerman's Charlie. He's a freshman who's had some really tricky issues that come to the fore as the film progresses, and he's trying to integrate into that really tricky world of high school where everyone seems to have their own cliques, and we've been there, I've been there, in some way trying to, you know, find our way and find our own path in our formative years. And he luckily finds solace in a very exuberant, outgoing pairing in the form of Patrick, played by Ezra, who, of course, you will see in the Justice League very soon, if you've seen the teaser that debuted at Comic-Con, which had me very excited, and Emma Watson's Sam. And Logan Lerman's Charlie really does take a shine to her, because he just his fragility really does seem to bounce off her own issues that unravel. And it's basically a coming-of-age story whilst tackling subjects that I don't think the coming-of-age genre, particularly tapping into this demographic at the time, I don't feel like it's really had enough publicity or had enough incisive dissection. And I think The Perks of Being a Wallflower really did that. And it is very much in the spirit of those classic John Hughes films, I find, with The Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Planes, Trains and Automobiles. The man was a wonderful character in trying to tap into our own fears and anxieties. And The Perks of Being a Wallflower really does borrow from that, whilst forming its own identity. And the characters themselves are, you know, the aspect of Patrick and his sexuality, I can very much tie into that, being trying to come to terms with the fact that I'm gay, and it took me a long time to deal with that, and the internalised homophobia that you find in certain cliques. And he's so exuberant, he's so free-spirited, and it really did give me a lot of confidence at the time to sort of grow into my own self and really be authentic and true to myself in that sense. And with Sam, played by Emma Watson, beautifully played, I must say. She really, I was quite on the fence about Emma Watson at the time, but this film really solidified that the blossoming actress that she has become. She's really great in this, and the tenderness of the sequences between her and Logan Lerman's Charlie are so beautiful. And the love and affection that they have for each other, whether it's through friendship or a genuine relationship that's very much teased and progresses, it is just so beautifully observed by Chbosky. and that grainy aesthetic of the time and the period, and that very much is intertwined with a stormer of a soundtrack with the likes of David Bowie and the Dexys Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen, something as very gimmicky or throwaway as that. It really does work within the film, but the characters are essentially what drives this. And for me personally, I have never quite taken to a character as well as I have Charlie, and I relate to so much of what he deals with, and the rapport that he has with his English teacher, played by Paul Rudd, who just does never seem to age, does he? The rapport that they have, and I can really relate to that in my high school years as well, and I really got on with and made a great friend out of my maths teacher, which might sound sad to many people, but she was a wonderful personality, and I think that's maybe where I got the drive from, in terms of really trying to push what I believe in, and trying to fulfill dreams of my own. And her name was Roslob, and she passed away a few years ago, and it was very tragic. And she really did give me the confidence at a time when I genuinely didn't feel like I connected with many people on any level, really. I was very introverted, very quiet, and I felt like that I made people nervous by simply the fact that I was nervous, and I felt like it transmitted and translated. Like the dance sequence that Patrick and Sam going all out with their living room routine, and Charlie, he's sort of like bopping his head, getting into the groove. And I remember that when there was like my school discos, and I used to think, sort of pretended that I had a really great time, but most of the time I was on the sidelines being a boring sod. But then one song might perk me up and then sort of saves everything. Like for me, my go-to songs like Mr. Brightside, for example. And I know that for our generation, if you've been in clubs all the time, and it's played to death, but that song just seemed have that euphoria and anthemic quality that I genuinely love, and I could sort of relate to that. But Charlie, mentally, I think that's the thing that makes me really love this character, and it deals with it in such a sensitive, considered way, and there's such a vulnerability about Charlie. I mean, I can relate to him as something as trivial as his birthday. We weren't good enough for Christmas Day. We're all Christmas Eve guys, and it's just so beautifully captured on what he deals with. Like from something as potentially throwaway as a drug sequence, but it's played so playfully. And he's in the snow and he's sort of laid out as an angel, and he feels like he needs that. He needs that sort of guardian figure, if you like, to sort of keep him at bay and keep the anxiety and the fears at bay. And he definitely finds that in Patrick and Sam. My favourite sequences within the film are the David Bowie Heroes moment in the car as they're driving across the bridge, and it starts as a rear view shot and slowly introverts into this gorgeous mid shot across the bridge as Emma Watson's arms are all scattered out, and it is so beautiful. And the other sequence is almost like a high angle postcard sort of shot where Charlie's very much drugged up to the nines and Sam puts glasses on him and they just hug each other. And there's this beautiful ripple effect of a sky full of stars. Don't worry, I'm not going to start singing Coldplay at you. And it really just the sort of spellbinding quality that the film has in spades, but at the same time it doesn't shy away from issues that, for me, that I've dealt with personally recently, and the anxiety's been really pretty bad. But this video, hopefully, I think will get across why I do this. It is very therapeutic. I've missed it terribly. The withdrawal, it's like an addiction. This is. I know it sounds really tacky, but this for me is an addiction. It gives me so much joy to do this, and to starve myself of it has been pretty tricky. And you I really wanted to highlight that, you know, sometimes film critics, we've always seemed to get the sense that we're soulless and we don't really tap into everybody else like these casual audiences. And The Perks of Being a Wallflower, I think, really does tap into mental health issues, which I don't think films like this have ever really truly tackled in a way that has felt authentic and resonated with people in quite the way since the 1980s, with, as I say, with the likes of the John Hughes films that I've aforementioned. And for me, I hope that the coming of age genre really just keep trying to tackle these issues, because this is not just me. This is a genuine thing. I think particularly for men, I think it's a tricky issue to deal with, and trying to come to terms with mental health. And we're always very enclosed and we don't really put a lot out there. And we seem to tackle it with a wicked sense of humour, or we're completely retreat. And I felt like I've done enough of that recently. So, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, I recommend the film. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I appreciate it's not the most I wanted to try and tighten academically and trying to analyse it in the way that I do normally. But at the same time, I wanted to highlight issues of where my head's been at and just sort of re-engage with you guys. I hope the next video is something a bit more definitive in terms of its style and look. I am working on a couple of things in trying to I've been mulling over a lot of website ideas and trying to see whether I want to go solo or I want to integrate other people into it, because I do like the camaraderie and that collaborative aspect of doing this. So hopefully I will have something more definitive for you soon. But that is a wrap on my latest video. Be sure to subscribe if you'd like to below. I will have something in place very soon. But it's been really good chatting with you guys, putting myself back out there, and I hope I haven't been too self-indulgent in what I've said or been too lengthy with this video. I've been Darryl Griffiths. I'll speak to you soon. Much love and support for the last few weeks. I really do appreciate it, guys. Take care, and I'll speak to you very soon. Thank you very much.